Hey, real quick, if you're watching this video before watching the video for episode 1, I feel like I need to let you know that something that I mentioned in that last video and you are going to notice very quickly in this video is that because of the website I was using to watch these episodes on, I may have gone into this episode thinking I was watching episode 1. That's right. As I'm watching episode 2 of Dungeon Meshi, I think that I'm watching episode 1 of Dungeon Meshi. So, things that I say might be a little weird. But after this episode, things should be good. I realized it as soon as I finished this episode, that is to say episode 2, as I went into then watching episode 1, and then I watched episode 3, I think, what in the right order. So hopefully going forward, there shouldn't be any kind of issue with this. Just needed to make sure that people watching this video knew about that before getting into it. So with that being said, let's get into it. Episode 1 of Dungeon Meshi starting in 3, 2, 1, go. I honestly forgot this was a Netflix series. What is this? Okay, sure. Ooh. Oftentimes you don't get the OP in the first episode. I kind of like getting the little taste of, what? What is this? Attack on Titan? Why are they all huge? Well, I was gonna say I like getting this little taste of, the series before we actually jump right into it. Again, as you often see in opening episodes to anime. But, I definitely don't feel like I'm learning anything, which I guess is preferable to getting outright spoilers, which, again, another problem that you sometimes see in anime is theme songs that just blatantly spoil things like way further down the line. This is feeling like an OP that is going to make a lot more sense once I actually watch a little bit of the show, which I like. That seems like I think that's generally kind of what you want from an OP is something, either something like hype, something cool, or something that like shows you a little bit of the character without like outright spoiling things, or something where like you're watching it and you're like, oh, I'm seeing like imagery that's going to make more sense later. So I don't know too much about this series. I I'm on Tumblr and this show has been very but both the show and the manga are very popular on Tumblr. So most of what I've seen is basically just like fan interpretations of characters and fan art. I haven't actually learned too much about the series itself, like the series proper, other than knowing that like it's about food. I am I'm already really liking the character interactions, the character dynamics. I think it's always a bit of a risk to jump into a story with pre-established characters and character dynamics. Like this is episode 1, but we are very clearly being shown characters that like already have established relationships with each other, right? And I feel like that's always a bit of a risk in storytelling to not try to introduce your characters to your audience at the same time as you're introducing them to each other. I feel like go and save her. What are you doing? Just what am I watching? That was that final those final strikes there were surprisingly cool given how absolutely goofy the prior minute or two were. It's chicken now. Why why is this suddenly an anime cooking program? What is happening? Dude's dying and it's just like, oh, it's delicious. Oops, wrong item. Holding up chicken wing. Hmm? Holy what? How big are the dungeons in this world? So how do we become strong enough to cook monsters like you all? He's very passionate about this. Oh, and there was no follow up from anybody else. They take those words of wisdom and all right, we'll be on our way. Thank you kindly. Red dragon. That's probably fine. Hurry up. Ah, her poor tailbone. How very blunt. I can't tell if she's just like really excited to use her magic or if she's trying to prove herself. Okay, yeah, she really wants to be useful. But again, I'm not sure if it's more so because she wants to demonstrate her expertise or if it's because she wants to provide value to the group. Where are you going to get that seems ah don't do that. Oh, rejected. But at school this ain't the academia, this is the field. Dude just went for it. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, she's desperate to prove herself for some reason. Oh dear. I'm sure this will go swimmingly. This seems far more convoluted and unnecessary than what Senshi's doing. Oh, okay, she caught one. Okay. Now what? Oh dear. I can't help but feel that proper safety precautions were not taken. Did she die? Oh, she's alive. It was idiot. I was gonna say innovative, but she's gone. Oh, rip. Oh. Oh, well, not sweet anymore. This is a lot of character exploration in the first episode. I really like this communication. Her face is not helping you take this seriously, though. uh, why is it squishy? What? What? Oh, I'm sure that's fine. Just like squished the egg. Egg? I bet hers is gonna taste a lot better. Yep. I Screaming must have gotten the bitterness out, huh? She's horrified. Oh dear. I feel like this is going to be a common occurrence for her to be oscillating between her kind of like the high and mighty persona that she wants to have versus the kind of bit of a crybaby that she tends to be out here in the dungeon, I guess. Fair. Checking for traps. Oh dear. Senshi, please. I don't like complicated stuff. You're gonna get someone killed. He's trying to get someone killed. Brain blast. Yeah, I. I'm not a child. The the senshi. No, there's. Hmm. I'll compromise. Okay. He said please. Listen to the guy. This looks like a lot of treasure. Back up. There's no way this goes well. Absolutely no way this goes well. Oh dear. He's going for it. He got splattered by a drop and he's on the ground writhing. Comes with cooking a lot. It's olive oil? Who's using olive oil for fire traps? Are you... Is it... Yeah, I'm glad that... Yeah, Chilchuck's like, are you sure it's not surprising? Seems pretty strange to me. I'll leave it to you. Oh, dear. Ah! Uh... That's... I never said that. My word. This is from a writing perspective, this is super creative. But from like a practical perspective, it is insane. Did the oil... I assume the oil cooled after they removed it. And now they're trying to heat it up to their desired temperature. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. The I used to be able to cook okay, but nowadays I'm more like Chilchuck. Everything feels like I'm either cooking it too quickly or not getting the right texture and crisp because it's going too slow. Temperature's not right. It's it's a pain. Convenient room. Room full of traps. Who knew such a convenient place was around here? Good luck with that. Equivalent exchange. Where are we going with this? Oh, we weren't going anywhere. That was the point. Meat and bread taste better together. That was the whole point. Okay. I I really liked that first episode. I gotta say, thus far, I think the show is living up to the expectations that I that had been set by things that I'd seen around, like on Tumblr, on Twitter, etc. It's very goofy, very silly. The characters are seem surprisingly strong coming out of the first episode. Again, I think that like I said earlier, I think it's a bit of a gamble when a show gives you basically gives you pre-established characters, and it's not like, okay, we're starting from like a baseline with our characters, and they're as they grow across episodes, you're going to get to grow with them. That's what a lot of stories typically do. Not even just in shows, just like storytelling in general. That's typically how you approach like characters. Um, but we are very much getting characters that, like, again, they already have personalities, and we're not like, oh, Trigger, that makes sense. I feel like I knew that. Um, it's not to say that one way of doing things is better or worse than the other. It requires a different approach to how you present character interactions initially, and also how you develop characterization going forwards in a story. But at the moment, I like what they've shown, and I'm definitely curious to see more. We didn't really get much of Laos, I don't think. He kind of had his like one big moment where he like jumped out and did his like freak thing uh, on against the monster, and other than that, he was pretty quiet this episode. Senshi seems like a very direct kind of character, which I think can be fun, and it also, I think we already saw in this episode that, like, when you, in a sense, intentionally overplay how direct a character can be, it can create some comedic moments. Uh, and then Chilchuck and Marcel, they are at the moment the more complex characters, and yeah, I'm very interested in learning more about them and seeing more of them in future episodes. Also, this may be a weird comment to make, I don't know, but the characters sound basically exactly as I would have expected them to from what I have seen of them prior to starting the show. Uh, yeah, they just, both in terms of like just the way the voice sounds, like just like the natural vocal qualities of like the voices being used for the characters, but also in terms of character voice, if that makes sense. Like, not just like the way they sound, but the way they speak, I guess, is a way that you could phrase it. So yeah, that's neat that the the fan interpretations and presentations that I had seen of the characters leading up to actually watching the canon uh, were accurate enough that in my mind I'd kind of developed proper personalities for them. And then one final note at the end there, I noted that Studio Trigger was in the credits, and I think I might have already known that this was Studio Trigger. I, generally speaking, have not actually been a huge fan of Studio Trigger just because I find their animation typically to be too frantic. Shows like what's one of the ones they're really known for? Kill a Kill. It's just like it. The best way that I have thought in the past to describe Trigger's animation style is that, to me, it looks like it's missing frames. Like, things just seem like they're too kind of like haphazard and all over the place for my liking personally. But thus far I've liked the animation that I've seen in this show in Dungeon Meshi. So I like that they have not necessarily. I don't think it's fair to say that they've gotten better with their animation, but I like the different presentation that they're going for with the animation style for this series versus a lot of their rather previous series. So yeah, that is going to be it for this episode of Dungeon Meshi. Definitely going to continue. Definitely going to be excited to get into episodes 2 and 3, and hopefully, I get these as I get this new channel off the ground. Hopefully I get these uploads going relatively quickly so that I can go through these series that I'm starting with and get through episodes at a rather rapid pace. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and until I see you in the next one, take care. Bye bye.